Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Look at This Photoshop. Today I'll be your host Ben at Please Be Excited. I'm going to take you through and show you how you can Photoshop just using your phone or an iPad. I'm just going to go through and have some fun. I'm sure we're going to make some horrifying designs here. We also have some very special guests today. One will be joining us a little bit later, our special guest. Other special guest is right here and his name is Rahul. What's up, Rahul?
What up?
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's exciting. I feel like I'm gonna see into your brain as where do these photoshops come from? How do these come upon? How do these, come out and be on the internet? It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, I told you at the start, I'm scared. Like, people see the final result, I think that's horrifying. Wait till you actually see it in motion. it's something scary.
I'm gonna see the inner workings of your brain. It's gonna be amazing.
Now, first off in the chat here, we've got Mr. Mac. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Jesse. Woo! It seems like your Sound Alert browser source is offline. No, that's where I had the theme song for the show. That's all right, we'll figure that out. We've got Virtual Tricks in the track. What's up, Tricks? And Joe Medforce, Tiff Stardust, all the cool kids. And Skiptastic. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all well. So if you do have questions throughout the stream, just drop them in there. I'll be going through and answering any questions that you have. But yeah, we might as well just sort of kick into it. So I'm just going to bring up... Now, we had some technical difficulties the last week. I was going to do it all on my phone, but I've had to actually, because I had a connection issue with my phone, I've had to do it on a Gen 1 iPad for today. So if you can do it on a Gen 1 iPad, you can do it on anything.
A Gen 1 iPad.
iPad Mini.
How does that even work?
That's
crazy.
We're about to find out. So hopefully we should... I'm just waiting for the new iPhones to come out, and then I'll eventually upgrade my old iPhone 6. So we'll see how we go today. It might be a little bit different. I'm not quite used to the iPad.
You're on an iPhone 6. That's impressive, Ben.
Yeah.
I mean, I had not to take this too off the rails within the first 5 minutes, but I had an iPhone 3GS, and it lasted for 2 years. But the only reason it stopped working is because the new iOS stopped supporting the 3GS. So it's okay, to update and use this app, you need to update your firmware. And it's okay, you can't update your firmware because your model's not supported anymore. And
I had the same exact problem. I had to connect it to a computer last weekend and actually manually download the update for it to get it to work.
Yeah, but ever since then, I've just been I'm impressed with anyone that can use the same Apple product, especially a phone or a tablet. I mean, I heard Macs are pretty good. But
pretty cool.
Anyway, back on track.
Now, I do have a theme song. I was hoping it would work. I don't know why my sound alerts are offline. Let's see if we can get it to go, though. Hold on, let's have a look. Your browser is offline. We might have to do that a little bit later. Hopefully we can get the sound alerts to work so we can actually listen to the theme song I record. That would be pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, it might be up. It might be up. Let's have a look. Here we go. Let's try and see if we can get it to work. No, we can't. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll come back online shortly with that anyway. We've got a theme song in there that I'll try and play later. Yo, what's up, Tom Dick? Vit, Caesar, how you all doing? So first off, with this this tutorial, I guess we'll call it, what you're going to want to have is an app called Superimpose X, which is the best one that I've found, and also one of the most affordable on. It's also on Android, it's on iPhone, it's on iPads. It's a pretty versatile app. Really enjoyed it. I've been using it for probably about 18 months now, so it's super easy, and you can do virtually just about everything within the app. I'd say about 90% of the stuff I do, I'm doing in Superimpose X. So for just a basic Photoshop, you'll pretty much be able to do everything in there. So just go through and check. Also in the chat, let me know if the audio levels are alright. Hopefully it's sounding alright. I'm excited because you said please. Love it. So with the Photoshop, I think the first thing that I do want to sort of cover off is when you are looking to Photoshop, it's probably, I found that the best thing you can do is try and find a face angle to match the photo that you're looking to Photoshop. So if the picture that you're wanting to Photoshop is a dead on picture, you want to try and obviously find a photo of the person that you're looking to Photoshop into it dead on center. Angles are always a little bit more difficult. You can do some stuff with warping, which we'll talk about. So for today, we're just going to do kind of the straight on shot just to try and make it a little bit easier. Let's have a look. We might kick it off with the Princess Leia Milk Mummy Photoshop. Now, I have not...
Put out because I won't take notes. Teach me, Sensei.
Here we go, buddy. Are you ready? Now, I have not pre-done these. I don't know how they're going to turn out. That's the other thing with Photoshop. You never quite know how they're actually going to work out in the end. So let's see how this all this pans out and works. We'll give it a good go.
I like to think that you just have a whole folder of Kevin's face at different angles. Like
It's almost like that. I'm so scared. If I ever need to take my phone in for repair, I'm scared. Like, I feel, what are they going to think when they scroll through all those Photoshops and just random cut out pictures of people's faces? It'd be terrifying. Who else we got? Oh, we got Mac in the chat there too. Nice. Thanks for coming along, everyone. So first off, you want to just get the picture that you're looking to Photoshop. So just the main picture that we've got here. So we've got this great picture of Princess Leia here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here. Now, like I said, it might seem scary at first. There's a lot of options, but the good thing about Superimpose is it does keep things relatively simple in terms of the UI. Don't be too afraid though. Yeah. So what you want to do first off is we want to kind of cut out the area where we're going to be putting in the face. So see how there's an option here called mask. We want to go into that wee mask tool there. Okay. And then under settings, you'll see we've got many different options. We've got a brush option. You can do squares, circles. You can do obviously the auto, which like any auto tool isn't amazing, but it's better than most of the ones that I've used. So we just want to go with the brush stroke here. And we want to set the smoothness for the first part just down to the bottom. There we go. I see some 41 chat in the discussion in the chat there. Very excited about that. Here we go. So you just want some nice smooth strokes here. Not scary at all. Not scary at all, Rahul.
Joe's comment.
What's
Dear
Joseph?
Lord, this is where I don't want to see how the sausage is made.
Oh, you definitely don't. But you all asked for it. Okay, so just a bit of a cutout here. Here we go. Yeah, the reality of photoshopping is terrifying. It's scary, but I find it strangely relaxing as well. You know, it's the great thing about being able to do it on your iPad, your iPhone. You just do it while you're watching a TV show. There we go. Not scary at all. Okay, now how are we feeling so far, Rahul? You feeling good, buddy?
I mean, it's I'm gonna reserve judgment because right now I feel like I've only seen part of it. But I mean, it's a little bit creepy, but we'll I want to see. We know what the finished product looks like, yeah. So
exactly.
Let's just press on.
Exactly. Boxy Brown, what's up, David? How you doing? All right. Now, what we want to do, we want to add another photo. Now, the photo we want to add is pretty much the exact same one that we've just done. Okay. But this time we need to click transform. And we want to fit that to the same canvas size. We want that at the exact same size, okay? And then what we want to do is, you can see on the top right-hand side here, you've got the two pictures. You can see me clicking on them here. We want one of them to go behind. We want the one we've just added to go behind that one horrifying picture that we've just made with the cutout face. Okay? Okay. So the idea there is that obviously the main one, the full one, is going to be behind that, so we can insert a layer in between the two, which we're about to do with our Kevin Milk Mummy Photoshop. So once again, you want to click Add, and then Photos, and we want to select the amazing Kevin Milk Mummy photo. Now I'll just probably need the face for this one, so let's just cut out poor Paula. She doesn't need to be on the stream here. Here we go. Not scary at all, people. Not scary. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to sort of minimize it a little bit. I just realized this is super strange doing this in front of people, because like I said, it is a horrifying process. So
I'm just waiting for the text message from Kevin's lawyers with the DMCA.
Now what we're doing here is, you can see if we go to layers, you can go to blend. Okay. Now what we want to do here is we want to blend Kevin, because what we need to try and do is line up the eyes. This is a pro maneuver that we have here. So you want to have this looking as natural as possible. So instead of having guesswork as to where the eyes are going to line up, we can actually pretty clearly see if we blend it where they sort of match up. So we want to get this as close as possible. Not scary, not scary at all. Let's zoom in a little bit. Here we go. Oh man.
Wow, that matches up super well.
We're getting there. Not scary at all. Oh man. This might have been a terrible one to start with. Look at it. Let's just merge it in there. Here we go. Oh man. Never forget being having a breakdown on my stream asking what he was doing with his life while photoshopping. That's true. What am I doing with my life right now? You know? What is this? Okay, so there we go. So we've got that lined up nicely. So what we want to do now is we're just going to zoom out a little bit, which all you need to do to zoom out is hit layers and pinch to zoom. Nice and easy. Okay. So what we want now is we want that picture of Kevin in between those two layers. Okay. So you just want to drag that just down one level. There we go. There we go. Slightly less horrifying. Now for this picture, I thought it'd be nice and easy because we don't want to have to worry too much about color matching for our very first one if you're just giving it a go today. So all we need to do for this one here, hopefully, is if we click on filters and then we go to effects, there should be one. Rahul, you'll be better suited to be able to tell me if this is correct, but I believe FX62 is a black. Is that black and white to you? Just let me know when it pops on your stream. Let me know if that's black and white. I think there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, it's kind of black and white. It looks kind of like there's a little bit more color to it.
Nice.
Almost like a small tinge of purple, but yeah, it's pretty close.
Nice, okay. Well, what we can also do is we can actually desaturate a little bit, just in case there is some purple in there. So if we go, I think it's colors, saturation, let's just desaturate a little bit. Just remove some of that color. There we go. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, you know?
Oh my god, it's starting to slowly blend.
How's it looking? Is it looking good? We're looking good so far?
It's definitely better than it was before, but like it's still not quite black and white.
Okay.
But it's getting there.
Nice. Now what I like to do Rahul, is with a Kevin, you always want to bump up the contrast just a little bit. Just so it's a little bit more obvious that it's clearly Kevin, because you don't want to lose the person in the Photoshop that you're photoshopping, you know?
Vitz is suggesting in the chat that the next like filter over might be the black and white one.
The next filter over. Let's have a look.
Yeah, so like I guess on your screen is like the next one to the right of the one that you picked.
Could be.
Oh no, okay, that's no, that's
much.
not the one.
What I can also do is this is a great tool that I've just figured out. Now, what I'll do is if you go to Editor, Tools, and then under Colorize, you can actually use this little tool to try and replicate the color of the picture as well. So how does that look? Does that look good?
Well, I mean, right now it's very yeah, that's a lot better.
That's stunning. There we go. All right, now for the fun part. This is my favorite. This is where it all starts to come together. Okay, so slightly terrifying right now, right? But it's going to look slightly less terrifying in a second. Yo, Waxing Moon! Thank you so much for the sub. Love your work. Please go and check out Waxing Moon 16. Great streamer and great person all around. You know. A lot of love for waxing, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now this is probably my favourite part. This is where it all starts to come together. So if we go to mask, what we're going to do here is you want to select the top image first off, okay? You see how we've kind of got a straight jagged edge line, so it kind of looks a little bit, it's clear where obviously Kevin's face is and where we've cut out. So we want to try and make that a little bit smoother. So the cool thing here is you can move your brush smoothness right up to the top there. Okay, and then we can go feathered brush. Now what this does is it just kind of lets us kind of chip away and kind of blend the two hopefully together. So you'll sort of see this coming through hopefully here. Some Bob Ross action here. Here we go.
Yeah, just gonna put a little bit of blend in these corners.
Yeah,
Some
just
happy little eyebrows.
happy little eyebrow right over here. There we go.
Okay,
Smooth it
it's working. It's working.
up. Hey, how are we looking?
Oh, we've got a Phil in the voice chat.
Phil! Our other special guest for today, Philip J. Whipper. What's up, buddy?
Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. I was interviewing Tommy Earl Jenkins from Death
Woo! How was it, buddy? How was the interview?
Wow.
It was incredible. Yeah, it was so much fun. I'm trying to hold back tears right now. I had myself on mute trying to reacclimate my emotions, but Raul called me out.
Oh, sorry. I just noticed you joined. And I was like, hey.
Hey, buddy. You take your time,
You're
dude.
good. You're good.
That's awesome, buddy. I'm glad. I'm glad it was a good time.
Oh man, it was awesome.
Seems like a nice young man, that Tommy Earl Jenkins.
He is.
Now, Phil, I don't know what you're in for. I don't know if you're watching the stream right now.
I'm getting in there right now as we speak.
Vince Patel, Bob Ross, Ben Hoss.
Ben Horse.
All right. Right now, I'm looking at Post Malone playing with an Xbox controller and drinking a Monster. So
Oh.
as soon as that goes away, I'll be able to actually see what you're doing.
No, that's exactly what we're doing. So we're just going around the corners here. We're just blending, doing a bit of blending here. Hopefully Phil can help us with some of the more. I don't pretend to be any kind of expert on the matter. I'm not. I'm not. But hopefully Phil has some pro terms. I'm not sure if even the tools that I use are used for the purposes they should be. I just picked this app up and I've just been playing around with it since it sort of came out.
Oh man, you've grown as a Photoshop artiste so much since, like, if you go back and you look at those original KFAFs when we were just Photoshop babies.
Oh, that was
and then
terrible, man.
You look at now. Oh man, things have changed.
How we looking? How we looking there?
So my general notes right now is I would say that the edges of the face are a little dark in comparison to the center of the face.
Mm-hmm.
So there should probably be a little bit of shadow blending, especially around the upper cheek area, to kind of blend that so it doesn't look so much like the face is posted onto the picture.
What we're going to do is we're hopefully going to deal with that right now, but I've just realized with the iPad version, I don't have the ability to darken or lighten areas, so just a heads up around that for people. With the phone versions, you definitely can do that. So if you're wanting to do what Phil says, if you want to lighten up an area, darken an area, just under the brush option, it's under editor, and then under brush, you'll normally have an option under here to customize, and you can actually darken and lighten certain areas just using a brush, which is cool. For some reason it's not here, but that's no problem at all. This should still be pretty straightforward. Because what we're going to do is we're going to keep blending, but what we've done now, we've done all we can do around the edge for the time being. So you can see how with the sort of the hairline, it kind of doesn't look as bad. It's a little bit more blended. It's looking pretty good. What we want to do now is we want to click on Kev's face here, okay? And we want to click on the mask tool again, and we want to do the same exact thing that we just did. So we're going to do a bit of blending just here. So this time we're merging Kev's face to the bottom layer. Just another happy little eyebrow over there, Rahul, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just be
gentle. And yeah, I will
gentle,
say
you know?
the forehead and the chin look great.
Thanks, buddy.
That blending looks great. I think once you get the cheek kind of blending in there, it'll be perfect.
There we go. Look at that.
Unless you're going for that very
terrifying.
chiseled jaw look, where then the shadow kind of works in your favor.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
How's that looking, everyone? How's that looking, chat?
That's looking much better.
There we go. Just
Much
ease it
more
in.
el natural.
Just ease it in there. Nice and easy. Now, don't be too afraid to go wild. You know, if you do want to go a little bit quicker, you can. There's a restore button that you can use to kind of go backwards. But I just like to, just gentle, just to gently do it. Ease into those corners.
Just take your time. We're not in a rush.
No,
Just gently blend it together.
gently blend it
Some
in.
happy little blends all over his face.
Exactly. Get a bit of ASMR on the stream too. It's great.
So, what you're gonna want to do next is
I love you, stream.
I'm going to bounce out of the stream and I'm just going to quickly see if I can go back in, and I'm going to hope that the sound alerts are up because that's where I put the theme song for the show. Let's have a look. love you, chat. Thanks for hanging out and having a good time. I'm so sorry for these horrifying, nightmare-inducing photoshops.
Sweet dreams,
I
everybody.
don't know. According to Waxing Moon 16, Carrie Fisher's never looked better. So
Oh, there we go. Your browser source is offline. To make sure you implement the sound alerts browser source from the extension configuration. Okay. Maybe it's still not working. Makes me sad. Okay. Anyway, let's keep the blending going. Let's keep the party going here. Just a wee stash. Give him a wee stash here. Wee layer stash. Shout out to Princess. Oh, we went too far. Went a little bit too far there. A little too crazy.
now, is anyone doing this alongside you right now, or is it just
I like to
you
think
doing
so.
the work?
I like to think so.
Please tag at please be excited if
I want to see them.
if you're making them. We want to see them.
I'm definitely going to try and make one after this.
How's that looking now? Is that looking good?
It's looking pretty good.
Now, sometimes what I do at the very end.
I think you could do a bit more blending on the right hand cheek, the
The
right
right
hand
cheek.
side cheek,
This cheek, yeah. Just a
just
little
just
bit
a
more.
little bit, like just at the bottom of where like the dimple is, like
Sure,
the
yeah.
little line.
So Schwank says, "Y'all crazy. I love you. Have a great stream."
Yo!
Also, why?
Is it Alex? What's up? Why is a great question. Yeah. That's weird. Does it just look like that?
Why? Do it,
Do it.
Ben.
How's that looking, Rahul? Is that looking good, buddy?
That's looking pretty good.
Maybe a little bit more on this cheek.
I feel like we should defer to the master Photoshopper though for final judgment. Because I'm just sat here with like no frame of reference, like yeah, it looks pretty great. I've never seen Photoshop in action before, so it looks pretty good to me.
Well, sometimes what I like to
So-
do towards the end is I like to just do a little bit less transparency on the photo. We're just let's just drop this down a little bit. Maybe about a 92. Let's just stand back and look at this. Here we go. How's that?
I mean, that does look pretty good.
How are we thinking, Jay? Are we thinking that looks pretty good?
Yeah, I mean that looks pretty darn good.
That's it. That's your first official one. Save
The,
it as a high quality JPEG.
The only thing, if you were to go like super crazy, would be to create a more downward lighting around the left eye and under the nose to match the downward lighting of the individual character. But like, no one is ever going to notice or think about that until you point it out. So
If we blend a little bit more, though, we should hopefully get some of that around.
To be honest, Phil, that's all I could think about for the last 5 minutes.
Whereabouts?
oh, so no, not.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Her left.
Her left.
Yeah, there you go. So if you notice, the original picture, the shadow of her nose is completely under the nose, and her eyes are a little bit darker. So in this one, you've got light coming from the left side of Kevin's face, creating a cascading shadow on the right side of his face. So theoretically, you would want to balance that out so that the left eye was a little bit more shaded and darker, and then under the nose, you would readjust the shadow so that it was more vertical instead of kind of offset to the right.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But like I said, that's not something we need to do on the stream. That's just like interesting facts about the two different pictures and how
How
the lighting
light
is working.
works.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might actually just send that over to the other phone and touch that up on the other one with the light tool, so that'll be good. But that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I think it looks
our
great.
first. It's our very first Photoshop. We've got some more coming up. So, what do we all think of that one in the chat? Do we like that one?
I know I'm going to be thinking about it when I go to bed tonight, if you know what I mean.
I do not
I
know
know
what you mean, and I do not want to know what you mean.
I meant nightmares, okay? I meant nightmares. Seriously, I did. I promise.
All right.
It's always
I believe
horrifying
it.
too, looking on the right hand side and looking at the see the little Kevin picture from what we've cropped out. That's
Yeah,
always
it's like Post Malone right now.
Yep.
I was just looking at him, so I should know.
That's our first Photoshop for the stream. So next up
Hooray.
we've got an option. I'm going to need to know what the chat thinks here. We can either Photoshop the Queen or we can Photoshop this terrifying puppet from Resident Evil 8. What are we thinking?
I thought you were going to Photoshop the terrifying puppet onto the Queen.
No,
Oh,
no. I mean
God.
they're all involving Kevin today. This is Kevin theme.
Gotcha. I misunderstood.
Wait, so are we going to be putting Kevin's face on the doll from Resident Evil?
Yep, I
Is
like
that
that.
what the option?
That's the
I like
option,
the idea
or
as well.
on the Queen. So let me know in the chat. Let's see what you think here.
The doll from Resident Evil is gonna catch you less heat if the Queen sees it. You know.
I mean, we love the Queen. It's a respectful thing that we're doing. We're honouring the Queen. That's what we're doing here today. What's the chat saying?
Vince Patel says, "Like is a strong word, Ben." But other than that, it's a little quiet out there.
My vote is for the doll, but I'll wait. We'll wait until chat chimes in a bit.
Yeah. What about you, Phil? What are you thinking, buddy?
I mean, I like the challenge of the doll. The doll's going to be an interesting challenge.
You don't know what kind of direction we're going to take it. So
I feel like the Queen, looking at the picture you have there, is actually a very good balance. The hardest thing for doing the Queen is going to be the color matching, which you and I are not set for that. We would be completely dependent on Chat and Rahul for color blending.
I think we can pull it off. We can do it.
Paul,
MCG said-
Paul,
go ahead,
yeah.
Rahul. Go ahead.
Oh, you got it.
What? I need to ask Rahul. What happens when the Queen is displeased with me? Comes from Vince in the chat. Ask Rahul what
I
happens.
mean, it could be multiple things. It could be that you get beheaded and then your head gets mounted on a spike outside the Tower of London. That could be one thing that might happen.
Okay, let's go with
There
the
could be
puppet. Let's go with the puppet.
Paul MCG says, mix it up, put the doll face on the Milk Mommy picture.
Oh, no.
And then he also says hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Now, this is the best resolution picture I could find. It's not great, but I guess it's kind of also that RE8 style, right? So, what we want to do is we're going to start out the same. So let's get our picture, but this one is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to play with too many layers on this one here. Okay. The idea I have for this one is just pretty straightforward. Let's have a look. Just grab your Kevin. Everyone grab your Kevin. You all got your Kevins at home? Got that Kevin picture? There we go. Okay, so premise is the same. Let's grab the photo. Let's go to layers. Let's go to blend. And let's try and match this up the best we can. Now, the dimensions of this puppet, extremely, extremely strange.
Oh, this is...
I just want to point out, X-Axis 0 says hello.
What's
Welcome to the chat.
up? Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. Okay, that looks about spot on for the eyes. Okay.
That looks adequately terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So clearly we're going to have to do two pictures of Kevin here. We're going to have to do the eyes first. So let's just get rid of everything else around the eyes. Got that sexy morning voice going on, you know? Hey.
When I wake up in the morning, I sound like this. What do you sound like?
I wish I had that morning voice, Phil.
I bet it's pretty good.
Let's just cut out around these eyes here. Yeah, let's just use that tool. Same tool as last time.
Now, when making kind of misproportioned elements, this is oftentimes what you want to use is a different layer for the larger eyes of the doll, and then another layer that's going to be Kevin face again, but more to the doll's face proportions. Sometimes you might even make two different layers so that Kevin's eyes are separate in case you need to do some separate enlarging or rotating. But I assume that's kind of what you're doing.
That's what we're going to try and do anyway. We're going to see how it looks, but no, you're exactly right. Because, yeah, not often will we photoshopping stuff onto creepy dolls. So You're going to have to do them separately. So we're going to start with the eyes here, and then we'll add a second layer for the, hopefully the nose and the mouth aren't too disproportional that we can actually make that work.
Real quick, X-Axis 0 says, thank you. I actually have a request.
Oh,
If you can help me, I hope.
I'm sure we
So,
can.
Hit us up. What's going on?
If it's a request on the show, just drop it in the chat. Otherwise, yeah, flick me a DM or where we chat. Okay, how are we looking here?
Can we post links in the...
Should be able to.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna kick him over to Twitter just in case.
Here we go. This is looking good. What are you thinking, Rahul?
If you want to DM Bean,
I'm just mesmerized by what I'm seeing, to be honest. It's something else.
Now,
Like,
if I'm right, you're using a soft edge eraser brush now, where earlier you were using a hard edge brush.
That's correct. So we talked about it in the first one, but yeah, we've got our brush smoothness set to the high, and we've got it on feathered at the moment just to give it that kind of blended look, so we can sort of slowly chip away at it. Just nice and easy. Nice and easy does it. Here we go.
Oh, so I can actually help you with that question, X-Axis. Give me 1 second.
Now, Rahul, if you don't mind, can I send you through... We got some questions for the show from Twitter, so I just think we should probably go through and answer those as well. If I send them to you,
sure.
can you? We can start going through them. I'll just try and track it down on my Twitter here.
So X-Axis 0, if you go to this website and upload that picture, and then when it identifies the area of the font, click that area, and then hit search, and then the My Fonts will come up with the closest alternatives. And then if you're not doing it for commercial use, you can search alternate free versions of the font that looks closest, and then use those from there. Hope that helps.
Nice. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
What a nice young man that Phil is too, you know? Alright, I'm just going to try and track down this. Here we go. I've got this here. Let's copy that link. I'm just going to send it to you now, Rahul.
Oh, is this Twitter DMs?
Yep.
You know what I just realized? I literally just realized it. I've been looking at this amazing hoodie drawing, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the show is Look at This Photoshop, but I just realized that that's supposed to be the lead singer of Nickelback, and it's Look at This Photograph.
Oh, Phil.
I just realized that.
It makes me sad that I can't play the theme song that I recorded though. Actually, can you see if Can you see if sound alerts are working for you on the stream? Just you only need to pop up the menu; it'll tell you if it's working or not.
Here, give me 1 second.
Your browser source is offline to make sure. Maybe I'll try it on just the Twitch desktop. That might work. Makes me sad we can't play this theme song. Twitch.
I just subscribed and...
What's up? Oh, thanks, Phil. Cheers, buddy.
It is not showing anything.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it's working.
It's working? Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we look here. We'll see if I can
Notification popped up and I heard...
Please.
I'm gonna mute that again so I don't hear us over and over again. So yeah, seems like it's working.
Okay, I'll try and log into the desktop version. Maybe that'll work.
That again so I don't hear us over and over again. Okay, yeah, seems like it's working. So...
There we go.
I'm gonna send you the link to my Twitter X-axis. That way, since Ben is doing Photoshops right now, you can DM me the photo and I can take a look for you.
Does sound alerts not work on the desktop version?
I mean, I'm in a browser version, so I don't know.
That's strange, yeah. Oh, accidentally almost reported myself. No, we don't want to do that.
I mean, that's not funny. My DMs are open x-axis, so just go ahead and hop over to my Twitter page and send me the link, or not the link, but the picture, and I'll take a look.
Okay, I can't get it to work. That's all right. What browser do you use, Phil?
I use Opera GX, I think is what it's called.
Oh,
What? Are you on a Mac?
No.
Phil with these made up browsers.
Oh, Safari is the Mac one, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Opera. I've never heard of
Opera
Opera.
GX is a browser specifically designed for watching streams.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's Opera, which is fine, but Opera GX is what I use most of the time just because if I'm on Twitch, it's got a very low delay. It's like 2 seconds, which is nice.
Oh, I did not know that. I might have to look into
Yeah,
that. Let's
that's
take this
fine.
conversation offline, Phil.
There's sound alerts. Found it. Woohoo!
that's fine, X-axis. Go ahead.
Yeah, your browser source is offline. That's so strange. When did we do it? Next, let's just see if this works here. Currently offline. That's all right. Hopefully we should have it for the next episode. I don't know what's going on. It's strange. It's strange. It's all right. All right. This is slowly coming together. Here we go. Now, what I might also do is actually probably don't need to bump the contrast up too much on these eyes, do we? Might stand out a little bit too much.
By the way, Ben, are you ready for some questions?
Oh, I'm ready, buddy.
Alright. I'm gonna go through the list. There's some good ones here. Starting with the bearded console gamer. He asks, rounding up to the nearest 10, how many cease and desist letters have you been served by Kinda Funny Kevin's legal team?
Oh, look, as
Now-
one of my legal representatives, Rahul, I'm going to have to defer this question to you, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just gonna jump in and say, strangely enough, I've received 0
What?
cease and desist.
That's crazy.
Now, that's not to say they don't exist. It may just be I've not received them. He may be saving them up to send in one large bulk. You know, it's expensive to send out a cease and desist, so maybe he's doing it in a bulk thing to save money. You know, but I'm proud to tell you that as of this moment in time, I've received 0 in reference to this.
That's
so
great.
I think we're doing okay. Moving to our next question. This is kind of a two-parter. Jesse G at Pink Spider Felix asks why, and underneath that, the Robin GL has also asked how, and beneath that, Jesse Pink Spider Felix has asked who.
All great
Robin GL
questions.
then follows up underneath that and says when.
Hi. Oh, when? All right.
Ooh.
Finally,
Just trying to guess.
to conclude, at Pink Spider Felix asks what. So there you go. Why, how, who, when, and what, Ben? That is your question.
Look, I don't have any solid answers for those, unfortunately. All great questions, and all questions I ask
Yeah,
myself
all-
every day.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Every day.
Excellent. Right. Well,
Any-
moving swiftly on.
Anytime I'm doing this, you know?
All right. We got. I think we've got a Photoshop question from Hoodie. So here we go. At the Penny Marvels, he asks, "What do you suggest for artists like yourself to remind themselves to take a break from any given piece and not succumb to their own urgency to finish their work on a self-inflicted time frame?"
Oh, wow. That's a great question, Hoodie. And he called me an artist.
You are an artist. Look at what I'm seeing right now is modern art. Like this could be in a big, London art gallery, and
I
people
hope
would be
one day-
horrified.
I hope one day we get this in an art gallery. Look at this.
Could you imagine? That would be incredible.
This is something from Death Stranding or like some Kojima game. Look at it. That's a great question, Hoodie. It's tough, and it's something that I'm terrible at anyway. I often just rush it out there, get it out there, just because I want it done, and I'll often then go back and look at it. It was one that I posted. It was a good probably 4 weeks ago, and I put it out. It was the Anakin Skywalker, Nick Scarpino one, and then I think it was Vitz that brought to my attention that he's got a third hand somewhere, and it looked rather interesting. Couldn't quite figure out where the hand was going, but yeah, I just didn't. You sometimes just spend so long in a Photoshop you don't see all the bits and pieces of the original photo, so I just completely missed that there was like another hand just there. So that was
That's excellent.
That was something. Anakin Skywalker has 3 hands now. It's canon. It's canon. Now,
So
That's,
I just want to go back to X-axis real quick, and that does indeed look like a variant of Abaddon that they used as a base and then customized elements of it to make their own unique look. That's what I would guess that is.
now
So I don't think that there's a general font for that.
we're going to use
Okay,
a
sorry.
new tool for this one, so I just want to quickly shout out just so people know what I'm doing here. Select the bottom layer. What we want to do is you can see how it doesn't quite match up with the eye. We're pretty close, but what we want to use is a warping tool here. So we want to just warp this in a little bit. Okay, so just drag it in there. So you can see it matches up a little bit better there. There we go. And now we can go back to just our mask tool. Oh, remember to switch layers. Very important. Great question, Hoodie, though. That's a fantastic question. Yeah, the answer is I don't know the answer. I'm always just, sounds like I'm very much like you, where I'm just like, this is awesome, let's put this out there. And then, yeah, I'll often sort of forget and sort of see stuff in there. So
Cool. All right, I'm going to move on to the next question. This one's from Vitz, and
Vitz Patel.
Vitz Patel, and he just asked, "Does the show come with a volume warning?" Now,
Now, I warned
if I
Vitz.
recall correctly, there was no volume warning at the start of this, but I don't think it's necessary. Not yet,
No.
at least.
I mean, there was warning on Twitter. I did fully warn Vitz. That,
We're not playing Fortnite or Warzone, so I think everyone's safe.
think is the key word there. We think, yeah. Now, these eyes look slightly... They are in the exact same position almost as the original one, but it's still... Sometimes when you do it properly, it still kind of looks a little bit off. I think the right one looks a little bit too low. So let's just see if we can rotate this a little bit, see what that does.
It all looks a lot more friendly now.
It does, right? Much more
It's
approachable.
like that. If that approached me, it's got very soft eyes, so I'd just be like,
Hey, what's up?
okay, it's a floating doll in a house. Like, no big deal. Like, just have a chat.
Exactly. Now, the colour side of things, we probably want that sort of same colour tone as kind of what we've got here. So, like Phil said, it's kind of hard for us as colourblind people to actually do the colorization. So this is where this new colour tool has been very helpful. It's not always exact, but it should hopefully help us get us a similar tone as to the what we've got for the doll here. Now, do we want to go dark?
Oh, that looks pretty good.
Looks better?
Whatever you just did now.
There we go.
It's
Yeah.
lost all of the kind of skin-colored tones, and now literally
Porcelain.
just the eyeballs are in the right space.
Looking good, yeah. Better than I expected. I had no idea what this was going to turn out like this one.
That's pretty good.
No expectations, you know. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Here we go. Just touch it up a little bit. Just a bit of more blending on the eyebrows. Just blend it into the porcelain there.
So real quick, Paul MCG says Milk Mommy has to be kept alive, and he understands it deep down.
Yeah, it's true. I see.
And
I mean,
then-
at this point, I see Milk Mummy as its own entity. You know, it's different. You know, it's taken on its own life. You know, it's
In some ways, I feel like in some ways I feel like Milk Mommy belongs to you more than it belongs to Kevin.
possibly. You know.
And then real quick in the chat, Obadiah Kenobi says, "What's up, Ben?"
What's up? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming along. Just gonna try and warp tool this up a little bit here. No, don't like that. Some of it's obviously trial and error, just to see.
Are you ready for another question, Ben?
Oh, I'm ready, buddy. Thanks for doing the questioning. I really appreciate it.
All right, no worries, man. This is from one Mark Freeman at the Indie Boy One. He asks, "Why Milk Mummy? Where are the shadows? And how the hell are you doing this on your phone?" So it's a three-part question.
I appreciate it. It's a great
I'll let
question.
you tackle it in any order you'd like.
The Milk Mummy question is actually surprisingly simple, and it's just the fact that it's so versatile. With the fact that there's no beard, the face is so unique and it's so recognizable. It kind of does, whenever you put on anything, it's great. Whereas some of the other ones are a little bit harder to Photoshop, especially if someone's got glasses or a beard. That always makes it a little bit more difficult. So it's just the versatility of the Milk Mummy and the fact that it looks hilarious on any sort of image. That's the question there. What were the other questions Mark said? Sorry. Oh, how am I doing this on my phone?
Yeah, how are you doing this on your phone?
We're teaching everyone right now live. This is how we're doing it. This is the answer to that question.
What's the name of the app again?
This is Superimpose X that we're using. So available on Android and iOS. If you listen to the Superimpose X, hit me up. We should do a sponsorship. We should, we should do something.
Absolutely. I'll draw up the paperwork. I'll get it ready.
Thanks, buddy.
And the final question from Mark of that three-part question was, where are the shadows?
That's a great.
Now, I don't know if that's some sort of reference to something I'm not aware of, but
it's definitely a reference to a Simply Sassy show that we used to do called The Knock Half. Also, we're still doing it for one more episode, The Knock Half.
One more episode.
One more to go. So I'm going to have to defer this one to my shadow expert, Phil, here. Phil, can you answer Mark's question here?
Shadow Expert. What a title.
It all started a long time ago in an episode far, far away. There was a man. His name was David, and he neglected his shadows. And I, being the shadow expert that I am, decided that this needed to be rectified. So I told him straight up, "You've done fucked up."
Best answer.
That was excellent.
I love this show.
Are you from the Shadow Realm?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Shadow Expert from the Shadow Realm. Got it.
And let me know how you feel about the show online on Twitter. Like I say, episode 1's just a pilot. Hopefully it gets picked up for a full season. That would be great. But if you like it, let us know.
I can see this on Netflix very soon.
Obadiah Kenobi says, "No problem, just watching how the magic is being made."
This is how it's done. Thanks for coming in here. Like I said, the reality of the Photoshops and the making of the Photoshops is far more horrifying than the actual Photoshop itself. I mean, look at this. This is terrifying. All right, so let's. What we're doing there is just like we talked about earlier. We just did a second layer of Kevin. We've just minimised the nose and the mouth. We're just going to go through and do the same process, but just for the eyes and the nose, just because of the weird geometry of this puppet. Man, I can't wait to play Aria. It's going to be great.
I have a quick question for you, Ben.
Yeah, buddy. Shoot.
How come in this Photoshop you've only got one layer that has the doll on it, but in the Princess Leia one you had two Princess Leia layers? Wow, that's not helpful. And then you had a Milk Mummy one sandwiched in between.
That is a fantastic question. So to answer that, so the main reason is with Leia, what we want is we want to almost blend the full face of the Milk Mummy. You want that hairline to match nicely, so that's where that top layer, if you blend that nicely, it's going to mean that the hairline's going to look like it actually matches Kevin's. So it's mainly to make that a little bit more realistic, whereas something like this, it's not going to be a traditional Photoshop. This is going to be we're just putting
What
whatever
are you
we
talking
can.
about, Ben?
We're just putting whatever we can over this,
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's a great question, though. That was a great question. So that's the answer anyway.
All right, I'll let's get mosey on back to Twitter. Let's see what we got here.
I'm loving these questions. Great questions.
We got a question from David at Ellie Zelda's Dada,
David.
and he asks, "How many shadows is too many?"
Phil.
This may be
Shadow
one
expert
for the
again.
shadow expert.
Shadow expert.
There's only too many shadows when it starts to look like there are too many shadows. Like once the shadows look like they don't belong, that is when there's too many shadows. Otherwise,
That was the
they
sound
just
of my
keep adding
mind
shadows.
exploding.
So you just know, Phil. Is that what you're saying? You should just know.
Exactly.
When you know, you know.
Just a
Yeah.
gut instinct. No.
Exactly.
So I'm going to bump the contrast up a
Excellent.
little bit here. We've just done that color matching just like before, as you saw. Now we're going to bump up the contrast a little bit just to try and make some of these features stand out when we blend them. So particularly with the Milk Mummy, you want that kind of line. You see that line there just between the nose and the mouth there. Just that part of the cheek. You want that to still come through on the puppet. So, and this is really weird to narrate. There we go.
So who? That was Mark that asked about the shadow.
David
thing,
and
right?
Mark. Yeah,
Well, no. How many shadows is too many shadows? Is
Oh.
what David asked.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm posting a clip on Twitter for Mark, so he, just in case he missed the episode, he can get that clip.
There we go. There we go. Look at that. How are we feeling with that, Rahul? Are you feeling comfortable? You feeling safe?
Well, comfortable is a strong word. It's still nightmarish, but it's looking like a
Friendly.
increasingly better Photoshop.
Your friendly neighborhood puppet. Yeah. There we go. Here we go.
When it was just the eyes, it wasn't as bad as
That's what we're
I
saying.
when I
here.
say bad, I mean like disturbing. like the eye, just the eyes wasn't as disturbing, but now it's getting into nightmare territory.
What is this?
Uh-oh, Ben's having another breakdown, guys.
Oh man.
What? Dude?
This could be this could be my last Photoshop ever.
What? No, you have to teach me the rest of it.
Oh, wow.
There's so many tools.
Oh man. Here we go. This is a perfect child. You're right, Paul.
I have another question for you from Twitter.
Ooh.
This is a two-parter, and it comes from Amanda E. Start.
Oh, Amanda.
First of all, she asks, "Why do I always think of details to add after I submit or post things I make?" Crying face emoji.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
So I think I can get into a little bit of this. Is like hindsight is 2020 is a very common saying.
Actually, I think it's hindsight
And-
is 10 out of 20.
That's a good
Hey,
Shout out
I
to-
get that
Hey.
one.
Shout out to Hoodie.
I get, yeah.
But essentially, yeah, like when you're working on something, sometimes it's best to take a break and come back to it when you think it's finished, because you'll come back to it with a fresh perspective and you'll see something maybe that wasn't there before or that you missed. But I can't count the times that Ben and I or Matt and I have messaged each other and been like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I left this in," or "Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't do this," or "Oh gosh." So I think the best piece of advice for that is A, it happens to everybody, and B, yeah, like when you think a piece is done, save it, put it away for a couple of hours, maybe even come back to it the following day, and then take another look at it. And then if you still don't see anything at that point, then go ahead and post it, and then of course it'll still happen even though you took this precaution. However, I have had a couple of things, especially recently, where I've done that and then been like, "Oh, I should totally add this," or I show it to someone and they go, "Oh man, you should have done this," and I go, "Oh, you're right. I'm going to do that right now before I submit it." So, showing it to people and taking a break and coming back to it. Those are my two recommendations for avoiding the hindsight 2020 clause of life.
I think that's some pretty good advice, to be honest.
Thanks.
Great life advice about anything, yeah?
Yeah, to be honest, I do the same thing in a much more boring sense when I'm reviewing a contract, and then I think I've finished reviewing, and I'm like, let me just disappear, not look at this for a while, come back to it later.
Exactly.
But
Should we apply that to this? Should we put this away for a while? Come back to it? What do we think of that so far?
I think it looks great.
Paul PMCG just says flatten image, ship it, no regrets.
Get it out there.
Excellent.
I think-
And sorry, Amanda's question had a second part to it, which she also asks Ben, when will you call your uncle at uncle_please ? And then the next sentence says at please be famous _is concerned. So when are you gonna call your uncle, Ben?
Oh, look, we got Sunday dinner coming up, so
Okay.
we'll talk then.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. I'm glad, Amanda. I hope you're satisfied with that answer. We'll follow up on next week's.
Another great question.
We'll follow up on next week's episode to find out how that call went.
Do we think we're done with this? Do we think this is good?
That looks
I mean,
very
good's-
good.
good's a
like
strong
in
word.
terms of the shading and like the fit
You just
on the
chip
on
away
the
at
doll's
it.
face.
Just chip away.
And I think the transparency that you've done fit really well because you matched them up to the natural markings really well.
Perfect. I think we're good.
And yeah, it looks great. I think that there's probably some color matching that can be done, but I can't really tell if there is. I always assume there is until I show it to
Yeah.
my wife or my boss, and they go, "Yeah, it's good."
This
I
color.
mean, I feel like the color scheme of the doll is so like kind of blotchy and like all over the place. So like, it doesn't really. I don't think it needs any extra matching. Like it's like a bit lighter on one side, but that could definitely just be the color scheme of the doll because it's not like a uniform color.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like it's
true.
kind of a different shade of porcelain on one side to the other, doesn't it?
One thing you could do really quick is hide a layer to see kind of how it changes when you hide it versus bringing it back. Also, I would like to point out that Ben accidentally erased his base layer just now,
Wow.
and you saw little tiny white and gray squares underneath the eyebrow. This shows you that even professionals make mistakes, so don't beat yourself
Don't know
up.
what you're talking about there. Didn't happen. There we go.
That's wow.
Yeah, we made it friendlier.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
you need to
so-
color blend. I think that
I think
looks
it's
fine.
naturally there. Yeah, it almost looks like it's kind of like a flesh tone that's kind of worn off from the doll over time, not flesh tone from Kevin. So yeah, I think that's great.
Think we're good? You know what? Turned out better than expected. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think you smashed it. Good
Okay.
job.
Good job, team. Now we're brave enough to tackle the queen.
Don't forget to save it.
There we go. Nice. Are we going to tackle that? Do you think the queen's not going to come after us, right? It's essentially in honor of the queen that we do this.
I think, on the balance of probability, it's unlikely the queen will come after you.
Okay, please don't tweet at the queen.
that might make things worse if you were to go viral with this. But
Let's not make this go viral, everyone. Okay.
but then you know what? You're in a different country. You're out of a
Well,
jurisdiction.
we are in the Commonwealth, so
I mean,
To be fair though, I do feel like this is a great image to work with because of the fact that you're utilizing elements like glasses and whatnot. So yeah, I think this is a fun image to do.
perfect one to start with here. So, what Phil said there, obviously glasses. Now, what we're going to do with the queen is a little bit different. We do have the glasses to work with. So, what I'm going to do is we are going to change our brush back down to the normal brush, normal smoothness, and we're gonna chip away at these eyes here. Just gonna Get up in these corners here. There we go. It's one of those happy little eyebrows that Rahul was talking about earlier. Just get
That's,
up. Just get up in there.
That's those white and gray boxes that I was talking about earlier.
Get up in there. There we go. Nice.
Precision.
There we go.
Now you don't use a stylus. You do all this with your finger, right?
I do everything with my finger. Yeah.
Oof. Insanity.
I don't like to think about the. I don't like the hidden meaning behind that.
Whoa!
What are you talking? What are you talking about, Rahul? You know what are you talking about?
We're talking about art here.
I don't know. I think Ben could be
we're not
talking about a
talking
little bit more than art.
Let's not talk about
Everything, Phil.
while
Everything.
Everything the light touches.
Oh God.
Let's not talk about fingering the queen while he's got his finger on the queen. You know what I mean?
Oh
Damn
no,
it,
no.
Phil. No, now we have to do another Photoshop. We just to make it clear, we love and respect the Queen here. Okay,
Yes, 100%.
we do not need anyone coming after us
Not at all.
again.
Paul PMCG. This feels very intimate. Like, it really does.
It is super intimate.
It's this precision, you know. I like what I'm seeing here.
Let's get up in there. Get up in there. Up in those corners. Up in the rooms. Get in the room. You want to get right in the room there.
Now, a question that I have is, what about this technique that you're doing now feels better to you than, say, putting Kevin's eyes within the frame?
So I like to deal with normally 3 different layers. So you've got this top one here, the bottom one. I like to have the Kevin underneath just because I can blend the top over top of it a little bit. So particularly with hairline is where I find that's best. So as opposed to the last one where it was more that we just needed the yo, thank you so much for the follow there. I can't quite see who it feels. Can you see who it is, Phil, on your screen?
It's John Omen 78.
Yo, thank you so much for the follow.
I've been
Yeah,
playing a lot of. Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say I just quite like it for the blending of the hairline because otherwise it can look a bit sharp sometimes when it's got that sort of hard stop. Whereas if you do a little bit of light blending over top of it, it kind of matches nicely.
Gotcha. Hey, John.
John
thanks for joining
Omen
the chat.
78 says, "Hello, guys."
Hey, what's up?
Hi, John.
Welcome along.
Thanks for the follow.
We're just doing this for Queen's birthday. The next Queen's birthday, we'll send it to the Queen. Send it out.
Yeah, I'm in the UK. I'll just post it. So I'll just
Aren't you
head over
two
to Buckingham Palace and just give it to her personally.
You're 2 doors down, aren't you, from the Buckingham Palace? There we go. That was a good one. That was a good stroke.
John Omen 78 asks, "Working in photo bashing." I assume is that the name of another app?
Maybe,
Photo
actually.
bashing.
I'd say so.
But that is not the app that we're using. We are using Ben. I've
Superimpose
forgotten
X.
what it's called. Superimposer X.
It's very affordable, very versatile. Got to be. Is that Carl? What's up, Carl?
Hey, Carl in the house.
Carl is also in the Commonwealth, so he'll also appreciate and respect this. Yeah. Oh, that line work looks great. Looks
Now,
great.
towards the bottom edge, I noticed there's a few pixels that are standing out. If you zoom in,
Oh, look at you, Phil. Good job. Thanks, buddy. Those ones? Oh, and over
here's
here.
some-
Photo bashing is a technique.
Ooh.
there you go. You see him? You see? Yeah, you got him. You got him. Okay.
There we go. Now, how am I going to work this actually?
Oh my goodness, Carl's done it. He just said, "Heya, Kumail and Ben." It is not Kumail speaking, my friend. It is Rahula Hoop. Wow.
I mean, you both love Monster Hunter. You're both from the UK.
You know, everyone, I think almost everyone who doesn't speak to us on a regular basis think that we sound the same. Oh, no, don't you worry, Carl. It happens all the time. I think nearly every single person who, as I mentioned, who hasn't spoken to us like recently, thinks we're the same person or gets us confused.
That's okay.
It's
Al, the
all good.
Predator tribesman, and I, when people don't know or haven't hung out with us a lot, also think that he and I are the same person. So I
It's
get
true.
it.
Yeah,
Mind you,
I've never
Carl,
heard of
how
that.
you doing though? Thanks for the howdy. Appreciate it.
being associated with the Predator is a great honor. So I don't mind at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, getting confused with Kumail is also a great honor. He's the king of many things: Pokemon, anime, football.
So it made me happy to see Al in the,
He knows a
Discord. So
lot.
he's going to be on the show this week, I'd imagine. Is he the Tommy Earl Jenkins?
Yes,
That'd be
he
cool.
is.
Woohoo! He always has great questions on that show, eh?
Heck yeah, he does. Missed him the past few episodes for show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ask Tommy the Greg Miller question
Greg Miller question?
that we always ask everyone?
No,
Oh, no.
I did not.
no.
We had a good run. We had a good run, team. We had to retire it eventually.
Unfortunately, I don't think he really knows Kind of Funny that much. So.
I mean, it doesn't stop us, you know.
It doesn't. You're right, but you know, it's hard when you're not there. You know that it changes. The show changes.
It's true. Me
To
and
be fair,
Carl sound
though-
very, very similar. He's got, like he says in the chat, he's got a slightly more Australian sort of, little bit of Australian in there, you know, but pretty similar.
To be fair, though, the ending of the video in which I was going to go into the rapid fire questions and stuff, he just his final kind of words were just too good, so we just decided to cut the stream a little early
Nice.
and
It's always
cut it
good
off there.
always
So,
good when that happens, eh?
yeah, so I didn't get to ask him some of the core, just fun questions that I usually ask, and that would have been in there had I done that.
Nice.
Sorry to all of our faithful watchers.
I need to catch up, man. I think the last one that you guys did that I haven't seen is the MC Fixer one. I need to check that out. And then, is this the next one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm only behind by like one episode.
Yeah,
Nice.
we took a week off. Scooter Cannon in the chat says, "Hey there, Ben."
Skirt, what's up,
I
buddy?
don't know why I gave him that voice. I'm so sorry, Scooter.
A prospector,
Yeah.
like southern. Howdy there, man.
How you doing, Scooter Cannon? You good, buddy? Yeah.
All right, we still have a couple Twitter questions to go. So you ready for another one?
Oh, I'm ready, buddy. Let's go. Woo!
So this one's from Johnny Super Video Bros at Johnny
Johnny.
Downs. He asks, "What are your plans to eradicate all PNGs with no transparency?"
Oh, wow. That is a great question. They are the worst. Mate, you sit for
Now-
those ads, probably install a whole bunch of spyware, and then you get nothing for it. Terrible.
Can you explain what the question is about?
Okay, so with photoshopping, and we'll probably get this more into, I'd imagine, episode 2 or 3, if we get picked up for another season. What you want to look for at times is what we call a transparent PNG, which saves you essentially having to do what I'm doing right now, which is cutting out these glasses. So if you type in, for example, Vin Diesel PNG, right, you should be able to click on that and hopefully have all the stuff cut out, so you can just put Vin Diesel in something easy, right? What you'll sometimes find is when you Google that, you click on it, and then you go through the process of finding out where the picture is and then downloading it, and then it's just pretty much this, but without the actual transparent part. It just has these squares. So pretty much you go through all the work of trying to find this PNG, you find one, you click on it, and it's not actually transparent, you can't actually use it. So my plan is just to eradicate them all. Let's just burn all those sites down, you know. That's
So
terrible.
just to make sure I get this, so a transparent PNG, if we took these glasses, it would just be the glasses, like no black and grey
Yeah.
squares.
So once
but if it
Ben-
was, oh,
I was just gonna say, once Ben is done cutting them out, he could save it as a transparent PNG, and then he could use these glasses as a transparent image in any future image he wanted to.
okay. So in a transparent image, these black and grey squares would not show up.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So if I save this after I was done as Queen's Glasses PNG, uploaded online, people could then click on it and they could just put the Queen's glasses on anyone kind of thing. So, but then if I just saved it as an image with these just squares in the background,
Yeah, that's
then
what you don't want.
that's nightmare fuel. It's frustrating for people. Yeah. So that's a great question. But yeah, the plan
Yeah, so what were your plans to eradicate
just
them
to
all?
destroy all those websites, just burn them all to the ground.
Okay, cool. Right, I'll get the cease and desists going.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll take them all down. All right, we've got one more.
So just to
on
show you what I was
Twitter.
talking about there, Rahul. So if I
Oh, here we
we'll just take a quick break for a second. I'm going to save this. Hold on, let's go save. Do we do it as a
This is
PNG?
going to be horrifying, you guys.
PNG, there we go. So I'm going to save that as a PNG. Okay, we're going to go over to a different one. Let's just choose Nick Scarpino's band manager here. There we go. All right, let's add those glasses that we just saved as a PNG. And so you can see here. Whoa, that's not right. Oh, hold on, I picked the wrong one, didn't I? There we go. There we go. Grab those glasses that we just saved. And so we can just now put the Queen's glasses on Nick here. Just like
Weird
that.
that it saves both versions like that.
Oh no, I just accidentally saved it as a regular file.
Oh,
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So now we've got that. So that's how PNGs work. True story. Yeah, so it does make it a whole lot easier. If you just need like a random item for a Photoshop, like if you needed a orange or a pencil or something like that, you just Google pencil PNG, and then hopefully you find one. But then there's times where it's a lot more difficult.
Paul MCG in the chat says, if you ever need PNGs of people doing random activities, SKLGUBBAR Skullgabar.se is a good website.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Paul.
Gabar.
Thanks for the tip, Paul.
Sounds very
then-
piratey.
Right. And then the next thing in chat is Serenity Base Carl saying, hypothetically, how easy is it to Photoshop Sly Cooper into everything?
Oh, I mean, we
Oh,
can.
I have an answer for
make that
this. We go into Google and we type in Sly Cooper PNG and
There you
find
go.
a transparent one. There you go, I'm learning, guys.
happen. Yeah, and you can put them in anything. It's super easy. It's great. So the reality of that, Carl, you can absolutely make that happen, buddy.
Now, how
Easy.
hard would it be for you to do that right now, Ben?
I mean, we could put a Sly Cooper in here. Actually, I'm in airplane mode, so I probably can't right now.
Okay.
But we can make that happen, Carl, for maybe, hopefully, if we get picked up for season 4, maybe. Season 4. Four seasons in a movie.
I like how
I
it
love that
keeps getting
reference.
longer. I like how it keeps going. First, it gets picked up for another season. Then it was 2 seasons. Then it was 3 seasons. Then it was 4 seasons in a movie.
If we get picked up for another episode, I'll be surprised.
So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna find all the VCs that I know, and we're gonna get you some funding. We're gonna get you picked up.
Let's go.
It's gonna happen. Don't you worry about it.
Woo. Okay, so we're kind of doing what we're doing on that first Photoshop. So we're just now cutting out, now that we've cut the glasses out, we are just going to cut around the face here. There we go. Nice. It's looking good. Okay, so the glasses, now that we've made those, we probably could have made them last, to be honest, but they're kind of the most frustrating parts. I like to get them out of the way. So now that we've got this, we're kind of going to do what we did initially with that first Photoshop. We're going to grab that same Queen picture. We are going to enlarge the Queen. There we go. We're going to pop her behind that one there. There we go. I'm going to grab our Kevin picture. There we go. There we go. Now this might be a little bit, I just noticed the Queen's on a little bit of an angle, so it might be a little bit more difficult, but let's maybe flip that, because I think the way she's facing is more close to the way Kevin's facing there, right? There we go.
Yeah, the only hard part here is that the lighting is a lot different. So that's going to be an interesting task to watch unfold.
Yeah, I'm hoping with the blending that might hopefully help, but yeah, there's a lot to deal with in this one, so. But hey, you're at home, you can do it. I believe in you. There we go.
Paul MCG says HBO, Netflix, and Amazon are all lining up for broadcasting rights to look at this Photoshop.
Oh wow, that's great. I can't wait to read all my DMs after this episode. Yeah.
I want to know when Paul became your manager and you didn't tell me.
Don't know exactly when it happened, but crap. There we go. This is gonna be hard to line up. What's wrong with the queens? Sorry. Here we go.
I would say something, but then I would probably get in trouble. So
that's gonna work there. There we go. There we go. That looks great. We love the queen. The queen is awesome. Let's put this down here. Yeah. Ah, interesting. The proportions to the eyes, the nose, and the mouth match perfectly, but the face, does it need to be a little bit bigger? So no. Maybe just a little bit. Okay.
I think part of it has to do with the angle.
It's so close to being the same angle, though, isn't it? About there, right?
Yeah.
The mouth's a little too low, though. Maybe we'll just move that up a little bit.
So I think what's happening is her face is a little bit more up, while Kevin's is a little more down. So it's creating just a slightly different angle.
Okay, so for this one, we're going to need to do a little bit of warping. That's okay. That's okay. So you can see we've got everything lined up nicely. The eyes, the nose, the mouth are pretty close proportionally to what we've got in the background image. So we're just going to get our warping tool here. We're going to do a little bit of distorting here. Grab the warp option. And we just want to push this out a little bit so when it blends, it's going to look a little bit more natural and a little more proportion-wise. Well, that actually looks quite good there. There we go. Just a little bit. Not too much. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good there. There we go. There we go. Look at that. That's looking great. Which one's your favourite so far that we've done, Rahul?
Ooh. It's a tough one. I mean, I feel like the Leia one was pretty good. The first one we did. But I mean, the doll one was good too. They were both pretty good. But I think if I had to pick, if you put a gun to my head, which you're obviously doing,
I'm not going to do that.
and you asked me to pick one, I'd probably say the Leia one.
Cool, nice. What about you, Chad? What's your favourite one so far?
I like how I get no say.
And what do you want to see in the future episodes? Oh, I was coming to you, but not now. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Everyone forgot I was here.
We could never forget that, buddy.
Yeah. We could never forget the Shadow Master.
Exactly.
The Shadow Expert.
With a name like that, you know? Now, I've just put this queen photo over here for reference and so I can use some of the colouring here. So I think that's probably the balancer one there. Yeah, I think that looks good. For this one, I'm going to try and darken it a little bit. Not necessarily darken, but I'm going to try and reduce the exposure a little bit on Kevin's face here. So let's just bump this down a little bit.
Question: is there any tool where you could select like a color on the initial image and then it kind of creates like a matched blend? So similar to what Phil was talking about with the fonts from Axis's question, could you like pinpoint like, you know, some pixels on like the queen's face and then like use some kind of tool to like give you the exact shade?
Yeah, so that's the one we're using there, but it's they're never exact. But yeah, if you grab this tool here and you click on that and you grab your wee tool there, you can hover over the face there and you can see in the top left hand corner you can actually choose, see how it's hovering over the queen there, it's taking the different colours from there.
Oh, right.
So if I pick that one, that should match roughly the queen now, hopefully. Once again, with colour blindness, I don't know. Hopefully it looks alright.
Every time you mention that, it just makes all of the Photoshops like twice as impressive.
Oh, it's so tough, dude.
Man, like, you did this while you're colorblind? Like, it's so good.
Yeah, this new Colour Rose tool has been a huge help, because while it doesn't, it's not perfect and it doesn't help, at least it gets me close. So that really helps. So. Great question, buddy.
Serenity Bass in the chat says there's one I used to use called Dot Color, and it gives the hex values of any color you clicked on. So is the hex values like the red, blue, and green, like the specific kind of values?
I think so.
I don't know, but that sounds useful.
Sounds very useful. All right, so there we go. So that's looking good so far. So what we want to do now, we want to go back to this layer that we just cut out. Not the glasses one, but the second one that we cut out. And we want to move our smoothness up. Smooth.
Well, my favorite one, by the way, is the doll.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It feels just like I will say my piece, okay? I know you didn't ask, but I have to say it.
Phil, what was your favorite one?
Oh yes.
Definitely the doll.
The doll.
Definitely the doll.
Phil, do you think we're going to get picked up for another episode?
Money.
We're definitely going to get picked up for the next season. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And the next 5 seasons after that in the movie. So
Yeah.
in total 6 seasons in a movie.
Yes. There we go. Yeah, we're looking good. Blending.
I don't know, for my money, it's looking pretty
So-
good.
One thing you might try doing is increasing the contrast,
Yeah, bump the contrast up. Might need to go a little bit higher though.
and yeah, going a little bit darker. Obviously.
I'm just going to do this outside edge first here. Phil, if your sound alerts are working, can you check and see if it lets you redeem one for the Look at This Photoshop theme song? And I can
Sure.
hopefully reimburse you if it actually works.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. It looks like it's offline for some reason, but
If it doesn't work, you don't get reimbursed.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Rahul's my lawyer, so he knows these things. Oh wow, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful.
To be fair, I don't see it in the choices.
Oh, it makes me sad. Well, hey, look, something to look forward to if we get picked up for another season.
AMAA, real or fake fact, Pokemon ASMR, how many fingers, Ben won't sing a Nickelback song, Ben will sing a Nickelback song.
Yeah, I
So-
can't see either, unfortunately.
Okay. There's something strange going on. I'll have to do some research. Actually, I should be able to play it through the stream anyway. Hold on. I might have the audio file. Let's see if this works. Quick access. Where is it? It should be in Twitch. Twitch Live. And now it's not on there. Where's it gone?
Did you get a custom thing of someone singing "Look at this Photoshop"?
I mean,
That
I
would
couldn't
be great.
afford to pay someone, so I had to do.
Oh yeah,
I just had
you
to
did
do
it yourself.
myself. Yeah, but there's no
Gotcha.
background music, but it's a slight
should've-
slight parody.
You should
version.
ask-
Here we go.
You should have asked Kessel to do it. Kessel would have done it.
Is that working? Is that coming for on stream? Let us know, and I'll play it again. Let's have a look. Let's give it a go. Look at this Photoshop. In 3, 2, 1.
Look at this Photoshop. Every time I wish it would stop. Why are my eyes burning red? And what the hell is on Kevin's head?
That was the theme song. Hopefully it came through. If not, we'll get something sorted for next time.
It was a little quiet, but it came through. Definitely came through.
Oh, that's good. I'll have to boost up the volume next time. All right, so that's so far that's what we've got. Let's play around with the color with Kev here. Let's have a
That was a
look.
good theme song, by the way. I think my
great.
stream is quite a bit delayed, but I just heard the ending of it.
Nice.
If you hear a kitty, I'm sorry. My wife just locked her in this room.
Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
Look at this Photoshop.
The other thing that I'm missing with this
Now it's
version
stuck in
is
my head.
there's like there's like a sharpness tool that you've got in the iPhone version. Extremely helpful. So I don't have that here, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so now what we want to do is, I think we've done a pretty good job with the outside blending. We want to blend Kevin's face now. So let's grab that mask tool. Let's keep it brush smoothness max. We want to go feathered brush here. Here we go, here we go. Ease into it. Just ease into it. Should hopefully get some of these wrinkles coming through too. Oh, there's the glasses problem. See, this is what we've got. Always had problems with the glasses, you know? There's trouble with some glasses. Hopefully, though, when we actually pull the glasses through, that should essentially fix that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just not worry about that too much, actually, thinking about it. Actually, you know what? We might as well just put that over there now so we can get an idea of what that looks like. So let's grab that layer with the glasses and let's not hide that anymore. Here we go. And let's grab Kevin. There we go. Let's just keep on blending.
That's looking awesome.
Just keep blending. The shading around the Queen's eyes in that picture is very interesting. So we'll see how we go there.
This is what Kevin's gonna look like when he's old.
I hope so.
The Queen. Incredible.
Here we go. Just ease into it.
Oh, by the way, Ben, I have one more question
Ooh.
from Twitter. It's another two-parter. But, part one. This comes from Alex So Schwink. It's a great name, by the way. At So Schwink. He asks, what is your level of intoxication when you do a milk mummy? I assume he meant do a milk mummy Photoshop, but he's just asked when you do a milk mummy.
That's what we call it in the biz. It's doing a milk mummy, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
Level of intoxication. It's like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I mean, I'm probably at an 8 out of 10 for this one, just because it's coming along quite nicely, actually. Yeah.
Really, you're tipsy right now.
A little bit, you know.
Oh.
Just got that. I've got that 9:58 buzz going on in the morning, you know.
Yeah. Perfect. That's what Sundays are made for, right?
Exactly.
It's Sunday where you're at, right?
Yeah. We're in the future.
In the
They call me
future.
Ben of the future. That's what they call me.
And So Schwink's second part of the question is, what is your favorite tool or effect to use?
I like the blending tool. Well, it's not called the blending tool, but I just like what we're doing here. This is kind of fun. I kind of find it relaxing. It's just chipping away, making them match up.
Chipping away now.
Chipping away, chipping away.
What about you, Phil? What's your favorite tool or effect?
I don't know if I have like a favorite effect necessarily. I just like everything about doing a Photoshop and like bringing it together. Finding an element that maybe something looks out of place or just doesn't quite look right, and then finding that thing that fixes it, that makes it look cohesive. That's one of my favorite things. As far as maybe favorite tools, I feel like my most used tool is probably like the smudge tool.
Okay.
You do love a good smudge. I respect that, buddy.
Can't go wrong with a good smudge.
Exactly.
Now, what I want to do...
Just missing the lipstick, says Paul.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, Phil, it must be pretty satisfying when like you've spotted a problem and you're like, oh, like, you know, it's something with the lighting or reflection in the glasses or something, and you're just like, how do I fix this? And then you just figure out exactly what it is. Like, it must be quite, like, you know, satisfying.
Yeah, it is. It's very satisfying. Like, a great example, it's something so small, but when I was doing the Samara weaving as Sue Richards or Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four in the Rahul Kohli Fantastic Four Photoshop, there was just like the zipper on the suit didn't exist, and so I had to make my own kind of zipper for it, and like the metal effect I was trying to create just wasn't working. So I finally just played around with it. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I played with it for like an hour. Just a zipper on this little thing that no one's probably gonna even really notice.
It'd be such an obscure
And,
thing to lie about.
Right, that's true. That's true. Um, and so, when it finally looked right, it just felt so good, even though it was something that I spent an hour on, and in the end, didn't even matter. If you know what I mean.
And it didn't even matter. This is looking interesting.
Definitely looking interesting.
Yeah. I liked where it was going initially. Now I'm not sure. It's getting very hard
Yeah,
to...
I think we need a little bit more Kevin down at that bottom area. If I'm being honest.
You want a bit more Kev?
Yeah, just like a little bit more Kev, you know?
Down by the chin?
Yeah.
Got too much Queen there?
Mr. Mac92 in the chat had to go for a drive. Have I missed much?
Oh, you've missed a
Oh,
lot, dude.
Mr. Mac, you
Unfortunately,
missed.
unfortunately, you've missed quite a bit.
But that's fine. You can catch up on VODs unless Kevin's lawyers get this video taken down, which may or
It's
may
gonna
not
happen eventually, one day.
Oh, this is a tough blending job.
I think color matching is gonna help it a little bit too. Like once
That's got
it's
colour
still a
matching
little
on.
bit, still a little bit bright. Well,
Oh,
I
you-
just mean like the Kevin himself, like a little bit darker, a little bit brighter. Or he is a little bit brighter. So once we get him a little bit darker, it should feel a little bit better. That's what I was trying to say, but words did not want to come
Oh
out of my
dear
mouth.
God!
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is how the magic is made, you know?
So a little bit brighter. Right. Oh, back a little bit. So like right in that 4 point something area looks pretty darn good.
Negative 4 point something or 4 point something?
Negative 4 points.
Negative 4 point something. Sorry. I was just looking at the numbers, not the,
Out there?
the sign.
Yeah, it looks good. You're right. Looks great. Nailed it. And we probably want to go a little bit transparent on Kev as well. Bring some of that through. Not too much though. You know what? I think we're almost done.
It's looking pretty good, to be honest.
I still leave the Queen there. It's just... How's that looking? Now, what I might actually do is... We might just grab the original picture, but just sort of cut out the... Actually, I might even do that in a separate Photoshop. Let's have a look. What I want to do is try and bring through some of the reflections from the glasses, because at the moment it looks a little bit fake. So what I'm going to do here is just going to cut out the glass lenses, essentially, is what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to just try and superimpose that over top. Let's have a look. Now what I want to do is I want to keep the edges here just so I can, when I stretch it to fit the screen, it's not going to, it's going to keep the same ratio. Everything's going to be pretty much spot on. So you want to keep the top and bottom parts. Here we go. And let's just cut the stuff out here. Cool. I want to just change that back to just a regular brush for this one here. And we can pretty much get rid of all that. And cut around here. Probably not the end of the world if we don't quite match this one up perfectly, because we're going to reduce the transparency anyway.
I don't know about that, Ben. It could be the literal end of the world, so
Whoa,
don't screw it up.
You never know. Yeah,
things
that's true.
escalated quickly. Here we go. Look at this Photoshop. So the lyrics, Phil, for the theme song. Look at this Photoshop. Every time I wish it would stop. Why are my eyes burning red? And what the hell is
That's
on
pretty
Kevin's head?
great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, um, Paul has just tweeted something, or he tweeted something a couple minutes ago.
Not at the Queen. I hope.
On, I cannot wait for you to see this, Ben.
Is Paul?
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Is Paul
He-
trying
he-
at home? Is he playing along with us?
Paul has been trying at home and is looking. It's something.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's on Twitter.
I can't
It's
wait,
excellent.
dude. I can't wait. Shout out to Paul.
Always killing it.
Always. Look at those cheeky little eyes. You can tell she's been up to some stuff, you know, she's causing all sorts of mischief. I like to think the Queen plays pranks, you know, around the palace. Do we think she plays pranks around the palace? Rahul is our foreign correspondent over there.
It's quite common. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
She's got cool dogs too. Got those corgis.
Some corgis. They made an animated film. I think there's a Pixar film about them, or DreamWorks film about them.
I watched it. It's really bad.
Is it really mad? Oh
It's
no,
real bad, dude.
I've not seen it. Oh,
So I just want a little hint of, there we go. Just a little touch of it so the glasses look a little bit. Actually, what I might do is actually also just those glasses there. We're gonna just reduce their transparency a little bit too. Just so it doesn't look so stand out. There we go. I think we're done. How do we feel about
I think
that?
that was pretty good. I think that was pretty good.
What do you think?
Yeah,
It's
that
got
was
enough
pretty solid.
of it's got enough of Kevin in it, you know.
Whoa!
That's good.
Whoa!
Hey,
this
Robin
Photoshop.
GL in the chat.
Whoa! What's up,
What is
Robin?
going
Why
on?
just won't it stop?
There we go. There
Paul,
we have it.
the queen with only Kevin's mouth was its own scary thing.
Hey, I'm pretty happy with that, and I think the Queen would be too. I think she'd be proud of what we've accomplished here today.
I think so. Yeah, do send it to me, and I'll make sure to hand deliver it to Buckingham Palace.
Oh, thanks, buddy. You're a good friend.
Of course, no worries.
I appreciate that.
I may get like arrested like at the gates, but I'll do it for you. I'll try.
It'll be worth it, you know.
I mean, if I'm being honest, like, I don't. Will she even notice the difference? I mean, it looks pretty amazing.
What a great photograph you have of me.
Did you pull that off the Google?
Oh, the Googles. What's up, Robin? How you doing, buddy? You having a good weekend? Oh, the sound alert's finally working? No. I'll look into that. I'll look into that.
Ben,
We'll-
if
we'll get
milk-
that sorted.
Ben, if Milk Mommy comes anywhere near the king, I walk.
I guess we gotta extend the stream and do a king, right?
Hey, we need something for future episodes, you know?
I mean, that's
Yeah,
only
maybe-
if we get picked up for another season, though, right?
Yeah, if we get picked up,
Well,
let,
yeah.
let us know on probably Twitter's the best way to know. Let us know what you think of the show, and if we should be renewed for another season.
Oh, yeah, and I mean another 5 seasons and a movie, so 6
5 seasons in a movie is what we're going for, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, talking of kings, Milk Mommy plus the King of Sweden. Well, that could be a Photoshop.
Oh, you're right. That could be a great Photoshop.
Robin's just like, why? Why?
The fact that I answered your question out loud is probably enough of an answer of how I'm doing.
Oh,
All right.
oh man. Well,
Well, let's go and raid someone. Let's find someone to raid. Thank you, everyone, for watching. That's been the first episode of Look at This Photoshop. Thanks for hanging out and having a good time. Let us know what you think on Twitter. Thank you to my amazing guests, Rahul and Phil. Where can people find you?
thanks for having me, Ben. You can find me on Twitter at rahulhoop with an underscore, and twitch.tv/rahulhoop with an underscore.
Awesome, buddy. And Phil, where can people find you, buddy?
You can find me at Phil J. Woodward on Twitter. That's 2 L's. or you can find me at Twitch, or pretty much anything else at Philip J. Woodward.
Nice. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
Woo, bye-bye!
GG's.
And I've always got to remember to end the stream.